Bowhunt or Die is being brought to you by Matthews, Lost Camo, Lone Wolf Portable Tree Stands, Hunter Safety System, Heartland Wildlife Institute, New Archery Products, Tinks, Carbon Express, Stealth Cam, Moose Utility Division, Lacrosse Footwear, Scent Blocker, Pine Ridge Archery, HHA Sports, Stick and Pick, and the Can Cooker.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Bowhunt or Die. I'm Todd Graff. Alongside me as always is Justin Czar. Justin, we just got back from seeing all the new products at the ATA show. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts were there's definitely a lot of products out there to look at.
A lot more new ones this year,
yeah,
I think.
well, I mean, in 3 days of walking the show, I didn't even get to see all the new products that are available out there. But I got to tell you, I think the theme for this year wasn't maybe, the most innovative product, something you've never seen before, but it was a lot of people taking existing products that were out there and just making them better. I mean, amazed at the amount of products that have been improved for this year, which was actually pretty neat to see.
Yeah, Justin, one of the products I'm looking forward to actually using more out in the field is the new Stealth Cam G series. You know what? I put that thing by my bird feeder in the last couple days. The pictures are crystal clear and the videos are incredible. And obviously, there's not enough time for us to talk about all the different products we saw. This year, we hit a home run. We had more people at the show helping me and you out report on all this information. We've got over 250 videos of different new products that have all been uploaded to, whether it be YouTube, our forum, or of course bowhunting.com. There's all kinds of new gear to look at.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff to check out, so make sure you guys do that. Now gear kind of talk aside, we do have a couple really cool hunts for this week's show. First off, Todd, we're going to start with Alex down in Ohio. Alex and Lindsay actually live in Michigan, and they had kind of a rough season. Well, I guess Alex maybe had a rough season. We saw Lindsay shoot a buck and a doe earlier, so she was having a good year. Alex was, like a lot of us, having a slow year. Kind of became, that mid-November, and he said, you know what, one last chance. I'm going to head back down to Ohio and see if I can get one killed.
And with one last chance, I got to tell you, Justin, I mean, if I only had one hunt left to go on, when you bring that decoy with, I mean, you're taking even additional risk, because a lot of times, sometimes you put that decoy out, man, those does see that and pew, they're gone. So, I mean, you just never know what that decoy is going to do. So let's take a look.
It's Thursday the 21st. I'm loading up the trunk of Lindsay's car, headed down to Ohio with my dad this weekend. We're going to be chasing a buck we know is no-show 9. We've got one trail photo of him in the past 2 years, and it's from his shoulders back. We had 5 different encounters with him. Lindsay and I got great video of him. I took a shot at 45 yards, but I caught a vine, and his nickname should be Lucky now. Any 2-year-old 8-pointer or 3-year-old 10, I'm not gonna let pass. It's running out of season. I'm running out of patience driving down there every weekend. So hopefully we'll set up a decoy if the weather's right. It's supposed to be really cold, possibly really windy. So with any luck, we'll make it happen. All right, it's a night hunt, November 23rd. We've been setting the decoys up. It took us 4 tries to get them up. My dad finally had to cut off some wood and use it for stakes. It's so windy, they keep blowing over. But hopefully, with this big old branch that we got leaned up against there, it'll keep them standing. awesome. That buck came right into the decoy. That's the same one my dad saw this morning, went past him at 10 yards, so came in, give me a good shot, made a good shot. I thought he went down the first time, but he had another little wind for a second, but I'm pretty sure we went down the second time, not too much farther, so we're gonna get down and go check him out. Bow hunt or die. I know they claim you're supposed to give them an hour after you shoot them, but when they go down, I think it's a green light. He don't look so smart now. Well, here we are. I don't know, maybe 100 yards. But this buck came into the decoy setup we had. We were kind of thinking that they wouldn't be too nervous, even though we had to put a huge branch over the decoy. But I don't know, probably 40-mile-an-hour gust tonight. It was snowing and everything. He was speeding right down the edge of the woods right to us, and as soon as he picked up on that decoy, he just bristled up, came in all burly, and we put the herd on him. So my dad saw this buck this morning, went past him at 10 yards, and that's when we decided to move the tree stands, and it paid off. So that's a good guide in there. It's nice, I guided Lindsay and you guided me this year. That's a good season. An elk and a nice 8-pointer.
You know, Todd, anytime you hunt over a decoy, like you said earlier, you take the chance that that deer is going to spook. Fortunately, in Alex's case, you know, this one played out just the way he wanted it to. The buck saw the decoy, beelined right into it. Alex made a great shot, great camera work on that hunt. Perfect shot, deer runs, falls over dead. What more do you want?
Well, he does stumble there and get up for a second, which I know as a bow hunter, that's always a nerve-wracking moment. But it did fall right over. Not a lot of tracking for Alex, so that was a great hunt.
Well, next up, guys, we've got a great backyard bow hunt from our buddy Dustin DeCroo out in Wyoming. This one is a little bit unique. Normally, you're used to seeing Dustin out in some crazy spot and stalk action in the middle of nowhere. This one, he's actually in his backyard, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, so let's check it out.
Hey guys, Dustin DeCroo here. I'm actually in the hay bale blind in Wyoming looking to take a doe this evening if I can. Several weeks ago I had a pretty cool hunt, whitetail hunt here in Wyoming. A little bit unorthodox, not your everyday tree stand hunt. Not a day that I was planning to hunt. I had an antelope hunter with me. We were getting ready to go antelope hunting, and so I guess I'll let you watch the footage and see how it unfolds. But check this out. That's him.
Yes!
He's going down right there.
Oh my God.
It's not your everyday situation.
Not at all.
But that's what we had to work with. So it looked like a perfect shot to me. So, he just went down here and laid down in this creek bottom, so we'll give him some time. That's the deer we've been after all year. Woke up to go antelope hunting, and he was out in front of my hay bale blind, so we'll give him some time and see what happens. Adios.
Weston's going to get his first deer. He wore his camo, but he finds it kind of boring.
Well, here it is. This is the first buck in Wyoming on our new property. We got Weston out here. He just doesn't seem like he's really too excited, but anyway, we'll have pictures for later. So this was, I actually thought this was a different deer than it was. I do have trail pictures of this deer from December of last year. He kind of disappeared all summer. We only have a small piece of ground, so you know they just passed through. But we were going antelope hunting this morning, and saw he was kind of out in the pasture. We made a little bit of a stalk, and you can't really see it from this side, but the hole on the other side was perfect. He was 51 yards, and I mean it couldn't have been any better. So. But I'm happy. Thanks for coming out, honey. And little guy. So we'll have to get some pictures with Weston. But first deer with the monster chill. Love it. I don't think I'll ever get rid of that bow. So anyway, we're gonna get some photos and get him out of here. Bow hunt or die.
Well, you know, there's not a lot to say here. I mean, Dustin had a busy year this year. You know, he started a business. He's been super busy, had a baby. I know that he hasn't had the chance to get out and hunt as much as he would generally like to. And you know what? His friend's over. He sees a buck in his backyard. He lives in an area where you're able to go out and hunt and shoot him right out of your backyard. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, I tell you what. I wish I had that kind of luck once in a while.
I know, I'd do the same thing. If I saw a deer in my backyard, I would shoot it too. So, you know, congrats to Dustin.
If you could, though. I mean, if you could. I mean, obviously.
I can. I'm unincorporated. I can shoot a deer if it steps into my 150 feet of backyard that I own. So, any deer watching this, beware. So, well, with that out of the way, Todd, the next hunt we're going to show you is actually Clinton Fawcett down in central Illinois doing a little late season hunt. We're going to kind of get a little bit more current with this one. We've got snow on the ground, cold temperatures, turn up plot. The conditions are right for late season hunting, and he's got a big buck in front of him. Let's see what happens.
All right, guys, well, it's January 3rd, about 3:30 in the afternoon. Got off work and decided to come hunt behind my house tonight. We've got a pretty strong southeast wind. It's about 18 degrees, so the wind's probably blowing 15, gusts than 20, so it's a little windy. But what we've got going back here is, this is the same food plot Frankie killed his deer out of last year, so that should look pretty familiar to you. But we've got one deer in particular back here we're hunting, and that's Tilt. We've seen him quite a few times on this blind last year. We just never quite had him give us the shot opportunity that we wanted. So we haven't seen him in the daylight, but I have had a couple pictures of him. We've got a huge cold front coming in here Sunday. along with 4 to 6 inches of snow tomorrow night. So the deer should move. I think it'll probably be a little later after 4 o'clock since the wind's blowing, but I'm gonna sit here and chill out, enjoy the evening, relax, and hopefully Tilt will come out and give me a nice shot. Update here. It's about 4:15. Just had a nice year and a half old 8-pointer come up the hill. He's out there in our heartland turnips. That's one thing we have noticed a lot this year is the deer have been eating our turnips a lot more than they normally do. I've struggled to get them to eat them the last couple of years. Everybody just said keep playing them, keep playing them. It takes a few years. Well, this year they're really eating them. I haven't seen this deer before in this food plot. So that's promising because hopefully he's got others with him. He keeps looking over the hill, so I'm sure there's a lot of deer coming up through there right now. So actually there's now a little buck coming right now. I'm going to get this camera spun around and hopefully bringing me shooting Tilt. Sorry if the camera's a little foggy, I just got in the house. I don't even know what to say. That is the biggest deer, or one of the biggest deer I've ever had that close to me. That's our deer we call Ernie. Been hunting him all year. He was 25 yards. I just was getting pretty dark. Had about 5 minutes of light left there when he got up there where I could shoot. It looks a little darker in the camera because you're filming into the sunset, but I just couldn't get him right. I wanted him perfectly broadside, and he wouldn't get there. He was 3/4 there once, and I just decided not to shoot him. We got good weather conditions coming. We got a bunch of snow coming tomorrow night, so I'm gonna hunt him tomorrow night. I don't know. I might regret that one for a long time. Just couldn't squeeze the trigger. I was drawn back on him twice. I just couldn't get myself to do it. I don't even know what to say.
You know, one thing's for sure, those deer were definitely in there eating those heartland turnips, and I'll tell you what, that was a big buck, Justin. I mean, that was a giant as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a big deer, and you know, I have to applaud Clinton. I mean, it's hard to get a deer that big in front of you any time of the year, let alone late season. I mean, he's right there. He's in bow range the entire time. He just doesn't have a good shot. Finally turns broadside, and he's pretty much out of camera light.
Yeah, the daylight's
and
going
he did something that's really, really hard to do, and that's pass a shot at a giant deer. So, you know, kudos and hats off to Clinton for making the right decision. You don't want to take a shot. Last light, you know, it was snowing pretty hard. He did the right thing. You know, we still got a week left to go here in Illinois, so you never know. That decision may just pay off for him yet.
Well, yeah, and you know what, Justin? I mean, it's deer like that become the monster heart stoppers next year. So if for some reason they don't harvest this deer this year, there's a chance that next year that buck will be lurking around, and that will be a giant.
Next up, we want to thank the people who sent in their trophy photos for this week's episode.
And your caps.
Dylan Tenharmsel
Joel Spalding.
and Kevin Gunn. Hey, congratulations, guys. Those are some great trophies. Remember, if you want to see yourself right here in an episode of Bow Hunt or Die, all you've got to do is log on to bowhunting.com, click the Submit Your Trophy button, and send us your picture.
Well, that's all we have left in this episode of Bowhunt or Die. But a couple of things before we go. Number one, all you Easterners that watch our show, this is the first year that we're making the venture out to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're going to have the trade show booth loaded up, and we're ready to go. And we definitely want to meet all you fans out there for sure.
Yeah, so if anybody's out in that Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area, February 1st through the 9th, we'll be at the Great American Outdoor Show in Harrisburg, so definitely stop out and see us. Also, just want a reminder, make sure you check out all the ATA coverage. There's literally over 200 videos of the new gear that we saw at ATA this year, so make sure you check those out. And then before we go, you know, this season isn't over yet. We still got a week left here in Illinois. So actually not quite a week, we only got a few days. It ends this weekend. But fortunately, we had two more late season bucks hit the ground. We had both Richie Music and Chase Larson have shot bucks during the late season. So proof yet again that you can do it. So be on the lookout for those hunts in the upcoming episodes of Bow Hunt or Die.
In the meantime, don't forget to check out facebook.com/bowhunting for daily updates, news, photos, and other exciting information. We want to hear your opinions and your stories. So join us now and like us on Facebook. Next up, let's join Dustin as he shoots a deer out his back window.
Yeah, he's outside.
It's outside.
Oh, not by much, but he's outside.
Staring at a man is weird sometimes.
Staring it into another dude's eyes from this close as well.
Look at his chin or something. I don't know. Just, look at each other, and then Justin, you'll take it.
All right. Where did that?
Looks weird.
No,
Oh
don't do that.
Dude!
Don't get it on the camera.
Didn't shoot that far.